A love that transcends expectations. A father's love is often measured by the strength and courage he instills in his sons. For one man, raising strong, fearless boys was his pride. He admired their toughness, their masculinity, and their ability to carry on the legacy he had built. Among his sons, he saw warriors, strong and unwavering. But what he failed to see was the silent battle waged by his youngest, a battle not of fists, but of identity. The youngest son knew he was different from his brothers. While they excelled in sports and physical strength, his heart longed for something else. He saw beauty in colors, in dance, in the elegance of self-expression. He was not just another strong son, he was a soul longing to be seen for who he truly was. But in a home ruled by a father who valued only traditional masculinity, there was no room for vulnerability, no space for anything other than the image of a real man. With his mother gone, there was no one to confide in, no one who could understand his silent struggle. So he kept his secret hidden, expressing himself only in the shadows, away from judging eyes. He found solace in the world of pageantry, secretly participating in gay contests where, for a fleeting moment, he could be his true self. And in that world, he shined. He won competitions, felt the warmth of acceptance, and embraced the beauty of who he truly was. But fate had its own cruel twist. One fateful night, his father, unaware of his youngest son's secret, was invited to an event. Unbeknownst to him, his own child was the star of the evening. As the son stood on stage, basking in his moment of triumph, his heart nearly stopped when his eyes met his father's. Rage, disgust, betrayal. The moment that was supposed to be his happiest became the beginning of his greatest nightmare. When they returned home, there were no words, only fists. His father's anger raged through the night, punishing him for what he saw as a disgrace. And yet, through the pain, the son felt no hatred. He did not resent his father for not understanding him. He only wished that one day, his father would see beyond his expectations and love him for who he was. Time passed, and life, in its unpredictable nature, turned the tables. The once strong father fell ill, his body weakening, his power slipping away. The sons he had once admired, the ones he believed were the embodiment of strength, were nowhere to be found. They did not care for him in his time of need. The only one who remained was the son he had rejected. Despite everything, the youngest son took on the responsibility his brothers had abandoned. He cared for his father, fed him, and stayed by his side. At first, the father refused his help, ashamed, unable to accept that the child he had once condemned was now the only one willing to stand by him. But as days turned into weeks, his hardened heart began to soften. He saw his son's strength, not in physical power, but in resilience, in compassion, in love that never wavered despite the pain he had endured. One night, with tears in his eyes, the father finally spoke the words his son had longed to hear. "Forgive me, my child." It was a simple sentence, yet it carried the weight of years of pain, misunderstanding, and unspoken love. And in that moment, the son smiled, knowing that love had finally won over expectations. This story is not just about acceptance. It is about the strength of love. True masculinity is not measured by brute force, but by the ability to stand by those who need us, to show kindness, and to love unconditionally. If this story touched your heart, share it. Let us create a world where love is not dictated by expectations, but embraced for what it truly is, pure, unwavering, and without limits.